Hey guys, Mr. Burns here with your video for lesson 6.4, solving percent equations. By the end of this video, I want you guys to be able to solve percent equations. In Unit 3, you found the percent of a number when given the percent and the whole. Different strategies were used including double number lines, equivalent ratios, and multiplication. In some situations, you might be given the part and the percent and need to determine the whole. The double number line can be used to find the whole. So in example number 1, it says Davis Intermediate School was told they would get 40% of all purchases at the local pizza parlor on Friday night as a fundraiser. Davis ended up receiving $240. What were the total sales at the pizza parlor on Friday night? So again, pause the video, take a look at the solution. Okay, make sure you read through it, study it, try to understand it. Okay, it's not that hard. At the bottom, it says another way to solve percent problems when missing the whole or the percent is to solve a multiplication equation. Remember that when using the multiplication equation with percents, the percent must be written using a decimal number. So the percent equation they've got here at the bottom, okay, is the percent times the whole that equals the part. And remember, like it says, note, write the percent as a decimal. Okay, moving on. So up here in example number 2, it says 44 is 55% of what number? So the first thing you have to do in the solution is convert the percent to a decimal. So you go 55% equals 0.55. The percent is a number per 100. How did they do that? Okay, where did the decimal point come from? Basically what they did is they divide 55% by 100. Okay, write this. So 55 divided by 100 will give you 0.55. Do that on your calculator. And then it says write the percent equation with the known values. The percent times the whole equals the part. So 0.55 times x equals 44. Solve your equation. Okay, it's a multiplication equation. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing, so that's why they divide both sides by 0.55. And then they come up with x equals 80. So 44 is 55% of 80. In some cases, the part and the whole are known, and the percent is unknown. There are multiple methods you can use to find the percent. 2 methods are shown below in example number 3. Notice how the mathematics in each method is connected. So number 3, it says, Gina saved $10.35 on a sweater that originally cost $34.50. What percent did she save? So on the left-hand side, method 1, it says write percent as a ratio of part to whole. And then method number 2 is your percent equation. When we get into the tiered lesson, the 2 methods, I like to use these 2 methods right here. These are the 2 methods I prefer. The one thing about the percent ratio is I give it a little bit of a twist. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Okay, and I'll show you guys. It's actually pretty simple. Okay, moving on. Okay guys, so here we are on lesson 6.4T, solving percent equations. On number 1, it says, Dina saved 30% of all the money she made over the summer weeding at her grandma's house. She saved $60. Part A says, if $60 is 30%, what value is 10%? Find the value on the number line above 10%. So since they've already got the double number line established for us, okay, what we can do is we can divide 30% and $60 by 3. Why? Because it's the third interval up. Okay, so we're going to take both of those numbers and divide them by 3 to find out what 10% is. So if we go 30%, so if we go 30 divided by 3, we get 10, so that's 10%. And then we take $60, divide that by 3, okay, and we get $20. So at 10%, that's only $20. All right, so what we can do now is we can take, to find out what she made at 100%, is we can take $20 and multiply that by 10. Writing this a little bit easier so it's nicer. We can take 20 and multiply it by 10, because 10 times 10 is 100%. So 20 times 10 is going to give us the total amount, okay, that she made, which is $200. Okay, so that's $200. On part B, it says use the value above 10% to find the total value above 100% by multiplying by 10. Fill it in on the double number line. How much money did Dina make weeding in all? $200. Okay, so that's number 1. For numbers 2 through 7, this is solve each percent problem for the unknown. The percent equation that they ask you to use is the percent times the whole, and that's equal to the part. And then there in the black box, it says write the percent as a decimal. So remember, whenever you want to change your percent into a decimal, you have to go to your percent, divide that by 100, and that gives you your decimal. Okay, make sure you guys have a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, get up and get one at this time. Okay, or I should say, make sure your teacher lets you use a calculator before you do these problems. All right, here we go. So number 2. So it says 50% of blank is 8. So 50%, we got to change it into a decimal. So I'm going to write it over here to the side. So 50 divided by 100 is equal to 0.5. Okay. Multiply, so 6% of, remember of means multiply. We don't know what this is, so that's our variable, is, that's your equal sign, 8. At this point, just like in one of the earlier lessons, to solve a multiplication equation, we're going to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.5. Okay, and multiplying by 0.5 and dividing by 0.5 cancels out. So then we're going to go 8 divided by 0.5, and that is 16. So x equals 16. All right. Number 3. Number 3 says 25% of blank, our unknown, okay, is 15. So we're going to go 25 divided by 100, and that's 0.25. If you're using a calculator, which I suggest you use, okay, make sure, okay, you trust but verify. I might be bald, but I'm not perfect. So here we go. So we're going to go 0.25 times x is, okay, of x is 15. So remember to solve a multiplication equation. Okay, we're going to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.25. And when we do that, x is 15 divided by 0.225. That is 60. So 25% of 60 is 15. Okay, moving on. So, here we go. Number 4, they're changing it up on us. So, we got 20 is blank percent of 200. So, it's going to be 200. We don't know what the percent is, so that's our variable. So, to solve this multiplication equation, we're going to divide both sides by 200. Okay, so when we do that, multiplying by 200 divided by 200 cancels out, so I get x equals. Now 20 divided by 200 is 0.1. Now to change that to a percent, we're going to go 0.1. We're going to multiply it by 100 to get our percent. And then when we go 0.1 times 100, we get 10%. And that is our final answer. Okay. So that's how we solve it when we're looking for a percent. On number 5, 60%, okay, of blank is x. We don't know what the of is, so that's our variable. So 60%, 60 divided by 100 gives us our decimal, 0.6. Make sure you check it on your calculator. So we're going to go 0.6 of, we don't know what that is, so of means multiply. So 0.6x is 48. Divide both sides by 0.6 because we're solving a multiplication equation. So these cancel out. So I get x equals 48 divided by 0.6, and that is 80. That's it. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is a lot like number 4. Same concept, just different numbers. So here we go. So 36 is what percent of 90? We don't know what the percent is, so that's our variable. Of means we multiply. So we're going to go 90x. Divide both sides by 90. And I get x equals 36 divided by 90. And that's 0.4 again. And then when we're finding the percent, we're going to take that number, 0.4. We're going to multiply it by 100 to get our percent. And that should be 40%. And there you have her. Pitter patter. Number 7, we've got 0.7 is 5% of what number? We've got a percent, so let's change that to a decimal. So we've got 5%, so 5 over 100. When we do that, we should get 0.05. Okay, so we're going to go 0.7 is 0.05 of what? We don't know, so that's our variable. Divide both sides by 0.05. And I get x equals, so 0.7 divided by 0.05 is 14. And there you have her. Let's jump on to the back page. Okay, for 8, 9, and 10, we've got some story problems here. So number 8 says, Carlos bought a bag of cherries. His family ate 20% of the cherries at dinner. They ate 0.5 pounds of cherries. How many pounds of cherries did Carlos buy? So it says write the percent as a decimal. So let's do that first. So we got 20%. So 20 out of 100 equals, so 20 divided by 100 is 0.2. So here we go. So 0.2, that's a percent, times the whole. We don't know what the whole is because it says how many pounds of cherries did he buy. So we don't know what the whole is. The part is that they ate 0.5 pounds of cherries. So we got 0.2 times x equals 0.5. So at this point, let's go ahead and solve for x. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.2. When we multiply it by 0.2 and divide it by 0.2, they cancel out. So x equals 0.5 divided by 0.2, and that is 2.5. And that's 2.5 what? Cherries or pounds? That is pounds. You got it. So that's how many pounds of cherries he ate. Okay, number 9. On number 9, it says a pair of jeans was on sale for 30%. When Susan bought the jeans, her receipt said she had saved $18. How much were the jeans before the sale? So we have our percent, that's 30%. Okay, we want to change that into a decimal. So we're going to go 30 divided by 100, and that is 0.3. Now, what is the part? What is the whole? So the pair of jeans were 30% off. Okay, when she bought the jeans, her receipt said she saved $18. So $18, that is my part, because that's what she saved. I should write that a little bit neater. Part. Okay, and this is how much were the jeans before the sale. So we don't know what they were before the sale, so I'm going to put J for jeans, and that is our whole. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our equation. So we got the percent, which is 0.3, times the whole, which we don't know, okay, is equal to the part, which was $18, because that's what she saved. So here we go. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.3, because that's a number that's attached to the variable. Multiplying by 0.3, dividing by 0.3 cancels out. So J equals 18 divided by 0.3, which is 60. So $60 for a pair of jeans. Sounds about right. Number 10 says Dave competed in a race that included biking and running. He ran 6 miles in the race. The entire race, the entire race was 20 miles long. What percent of the miles did Dave bike? So it says, remember to convert to convert the answer to a percent. So here we go. Let's go ahead and set this up. So my percent, we don't know. So the percent is our unknown. Okay. We know that he ran 6 miles of the race. So if he ran it, is that the part or is that the whole? Well, that would be a part. So the part would be 6 miles that he ran. The whole, okay, is equal to 20 miles. I should write a little bit neater. The whole race was 20 miles. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. We don't know what the percent is, so that's good. So percent is P times the whole, which is 20, and the part, okay, was 6. So let's go ahead and divide both sides by 20. Okay, so multiplying by 20 divided by 20 cancels out. So P equals 6 divided by 20. And 6 divided by 20 is 0.3. Now, we have to multiply it, we have to convert that to a percent. So we're going to multiply this by 100. So P equals 30%. Now, that's the 30%. That's how much he ran. Okay, so he ran 30% of the race. What they want is the percent of the miles that Dave biked. So if this is 30, if he ran 30%, how would we find the percent that he biked? Well, what's the highest percent you can get on anything? 100. So 100%, okay, and if he ran it, would we add it or subtract it to 100? Remember, the highest percent you can get is 100. So if he ran 30% of it, if we wanted to find out what he biked, we would subtract. So 100 minus 30, okay, equals 70%. So he ran 30%, okay, and then he biked 70%. So that's my final answer. Hey, that's it. If you guys have any questions, make sure you ask. We'll be more than happy to help you. That's all I got. Mr. Burns, out.